Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Never7, The End of Infinity. Last time, there's still a bit of the fallout of the argument between Haruka and Saki and, okay, I said Haruka and Saki. There for a moment I said Oroku Saki, which would be a completely different character altogether. But if he showed up in this Let's Play would take off and go boom. Anyway, Haruka and Saki, the thing with them fighting, still there. And then after a very tense dinner, Karumi decided, hey, you know what, guys? Why don't we go to a graveyard? Because what better to ease people's feelings than going to a graveyard at night in the middle of the woods? That eases my tension right there. I guess maybe, I don't know. But anyway, here we are. I turn around when someone behind me suddenly calls me. Yuka, huh? Thought you were ahead of me. Or at least I hope you were, otherwise you're a doppelganger. Aha, lost your nerve?
まさかそんなわけないでしょ
Well then, what is it?
あのね
What?
これから肝試しやるよね
Yeah.
で肝試しっていうのは大概2人組のペアになったりするでしょ
Well, that's how it's usually done.
でもねちょっと思ったんだけど私たちって全員で6人いるよねそれでくるみちゃんは審判だから実質5人じゃない
So that's true?
5人ってことは奇数ってことじゃない
Hey, Yuka, stop stalling and get to the point.
だからね私グーパーグーパーの順で手を出すから
Huh?
誠もその順番で出してくれると嬉しいなーなんて思ったりしてみたりして
So let's see if I'm thinking what you're thinking. When we have to divide into pairs via rock, paper, scissors, we'll keep using rock. That way, in case we're divided into pairs of 2, 2, 1, you won't be the one all alone, right?
そうかも
Unless the others catch on to the ploy there. And they all just keep throwing rock. And then... yeah. It's not maybe, right? It is right, isn't it? Although she hesitates to say this, she gives me a quiet nod. See, you really are scared, aren't you?
怖くなんかないってば
Her tone says otherwise. Okay, I get it. Well, I'll think about it.
考えとくって結局どっちなのよ
Who knows? Well, it sounds fun, so maybe I'll give it a try. Parting with those words, I once again step into the thicket.
ちょっと待ってよ
Yuka jogs after me. Everyone else is going so far ahead that we can no longer see them. Which is excellent at night in the woods and terrain you're not used to. Never been in. Apparently they made it though. The graveyard is dimly lit by the pale moon. Half the moss-covered tombstones are either half fallen or completely fallen to the ground. Apparently there are no longer any fully erect ones. The air is cooling down in spite of the relatively warm weather we've had over the past few days.
あのねここに眠ってるのは全部不縁仏なんだって
So I'm glad that the people who died and are buried here felt really fulfilled and full of life and joy, and absolutely had no negative feelings towards the world whatsoever.
無縁仏。うん。例えば浜に上がった身元不明の水死体とか、森の中で首をくくった身寄りのない老人とか、生きながらにして深い穴の底に放り込まれた無実の罪人とか。ありがとうくるみちゃん、もう十分よ。
The instant we hear unidentified drowned corpses or UDCs for those ready to take pictures, we all instinctively take a half a step backwards.
じゃあ早くやろう、肝試し。
None of us answer Kurumi, who seems indifferent to our plight. Everyone exchanges word glances with each other. Is it too late to turn back now? Is a question we all seem to be asking ourselves.
もうみんな怖がりだな。大丈夫だよ。
She is frighteningly not frightened in this scenario.
万が一取りつかれたとしても、くるみが有名な霊媒師を紹介してあげるから。
Great. Kurumi's reassurance only scares us further, clearly her intent.
それじゃあ早速ペア分けのじゃんけんだね。
Well, you could guessed it.
同じ手を出した人が2人いたら、それでペアが成立ね。
It'd been really awkward if she had just something like, you know what? Let's use a straw to straws to find out who's going to be in the pairs.
で、3人とか4人とか5人とか同じ手の人がいたら、その人たちだけでまたじゃんけんするの。わかった？
Everything's completely going on at Kurumi's pace. This is no longer a situation we can just back out of anymore. Can be helped. Well then, let's go. The instant Yuka and I make eye contact. I'm betting there's a choice coming up.
せーの、じゃんけん。
I figured they were gonna make that choice. It definitely does seem like they are wanting you to do Yuka's ending because you know what she's gonna throw. Kinda have to see this to know what the others are gonna throw to want to be paired up with them. I'll do rock. Go! Everyone releases their hands simultaneously. Have rock. Haruka has scissors. Izumi-san has scissors. Okuhiko also has scissors. Just as she had planned earlier, Yuka has rock. So, does that mean that Haruka and Makoto start smashing the other's hands since they have that was the lamest scissors ever. I'm not the biggest rock paper scissors guy there is. Never competed in a championship. Yeah, I know it's not competitive, but it'd be funny if they said, "Hey, we win, so we win the test of courage later, guys."
あ、これで一応お兄ちゃんと優香さんは決まったね。
Yuka looks towards me and mouths a silent thanks.
じゃあ今度ははるかさんとおっくんとお姉ちゃんでグーパーだよ。
どうしてだい？僕らは3人1組で。
ブブー、ダメだぴょーん。日本肝試し振興会発行の本年度版公式ルールブックによると、肝試し中は常に1人もしくは2人で行動すべしとな。
そんなものを。
せーの、じゃんけん。
ほい。何釣られて出してるんだよ、僕は。
Yes. When I quickly peep into the ring of three hands, I see that while Okuhiko picked rock, the other two picked paper.
というわけでペアも決まったことだし、次に今回のルールについて説明します。
Okuhiko dejectedly sits down on a nearby tombstone. What better to start off a test of courage than by possibly offending a spirit whose tombstone you're sitting on? Kurumi lays out the rules. There's no well somewhere in this graveyard. Two of you will team up to look for it. If you find it, sign your names on the wall of the well with a pebble as proof. If you can do that, you can return to the start point. It was decided that we should play rock, paper, scissors to pick a representative to choose which pair goes first. They would also decide when the next pair will leave 10 minutes after the first. Incidentally, I won the match. When I heard that I could pick whatever order I liked, I immediately picked to go first since I wanted to get this over with. I agree with Makoto on that one. Though I guess now that I think about it, does it really matter if I go first or last? Yuka, on the other hand, thinks otherwise. Well, they're gonna kind of have to hang around in the graveyard, or I don't know. I guess they could head home, but they'd probably want to wait for the rest of them, though.
よりによってなんで最初なんか選ぶのよ。
Yeah, actually, that would be a bad idea because in the horror movies, and they separate us when the crap gets real. So it'd be best if crap got as less real as stayed as less. Let's move on with it. Let's forget that analogy and move on with our lives. She's not joking. She's seriously angry. Well then, would you have preferred to go last?
最後なんて問題外。普通こういう時は真ん中を選ぶのがセオリーでしょ。誠と組もうなんて思った私がバカだったよ。
Hey, how about a little gratitude? If I had picked paper, you would have ended up wandering around this graveyard all alone, wouldn't you?
先頭に立つぐらいなら一人で真ん中歩いてた方が全然マシだよ。
Is it? Really hope that breathing is either in the game or coming from me, cause yeah. Geez, listen to yourself. Just how long has it been since we started walking? We've taken countless turns and we already lost sight of the others a long time ago. It's difficult to find the well in this darkness. To think I thought this was going to be easy. Suddenly the sound of rustling leaves comes from the bushes between the tombstones.
ねえ誠、今なんか聞こえなかった？
It's probably just the wind.
そうかな。ほら、やっぱりなんかいるよ。
It's alright.
大丈夫じゃないって。
Chill. Chill.
ちょっと。なんで黙るのよ。
It's a good question. Why am I not saying anything? Why is this even the time to be chatting?
黙らないで。
Huh?
なんか喋ってて。
Oh, okay. Something like what?
なんでもいいからとにかく明るい話。
Something cheerful? Huh? Hey, you remember that Justin Bieber guy who got kicked out of how he got deported to Canada back a few years ago? Haha, they kicked him out of that country. Now he's living in this island off the coast of Scotland now. Fascinating news of 2019, right? We're gonna talk about college. Of course, hopefully that is not, I highly doubt that is news in this game. That would be very strange and creepily prophetic if it was. I'd be frightened if that was in this game. Oh, I know. Recently, I heard that there was a student at our college who hung himself in an auditorium. What department were they from? Wow. Good job, Makoto. You just cheered the crap out of her. The crap literally was cheered from her body by that statement, I bet.
ごめん。やっぱり黙っててもらえる？
What? Didn't you want me to? Didn't you want me to?
いいから黙ってて。
He could also say, yeah, I don't think he had any friends, no family. Didn't he live around here? I bet he's buried around here.
嘘。やっぱ喋って。だけど、別の話ね。
I'm having other stories.
歌歌って。
A song?
できれば陽気なやつがいいな。
A cheerful song? Can I choose not to? Can I? Okay, whatever. Just want me to sing something cheerful. Requiem for the Grim Reaper does not sound like anything that's cheerful. Although, Requiem is kind of like a funeral, isn't it? I think it is. Something to do with a death, so that'd be like double death right there. That'd be like, and then if they died, that'd be a triple death. So yeah, that's not great. Am I gonna sing something that's called "I Love Dolls"? Oh, that's great. I love dolls. My favorite straw doll, carrying a mallet in one hand and nails in the other. Really? That's a doll? It'll curse that guy I hate most. I'll try to kill him with that curse. Really? Perhaps I should have went with the first one. Makoto's strange, now that I think about it. That's strange. Idiot, if you'd have listened to the whole thing, you'd have known that it gets more cheerful after that. What, after you kill the guy you hate most? Is that what you're saying? Wow. Makoto's dark. You can let out a weary sigh. I'm thinking there might not be any way you can win with her in this part. I guess the way you win with her is choosing to team up with her. I checked my watch to find out that it's past 9. Everyone's gone off to look for a well by now. That's true, then why can't I hear their voices or their footsteps? Wait, have they just been standing there? Or have they actually been looking for the well? It's possible they might have already reached their goal. Kurumi and Izumi-san probably know where the well is. If that's the case, then we're probably headed the wrong way. Hey Yuka, why don't we just head back to the starting point?
Huh?
I think we're going the wrong way. The well might be in another direction.
わかった。
Thus we head back the way we came. Right. Actually, since we took so many turns, I can't really tell if we're going the right way or not. We're not lost, are we? Even though this test of courage doesn't scare me like it does Yuka, it's not like I don't feel discouraged by this turn of events. Apparently it's just a test of courage, not navigatorship. I had the word on right there that might have made that more funny, but I lost it. The lingering clouds slowly covered the moon. Before I realized it, the darkness around me has grown thicker. And at that time, Once again, I hear something moving in the grass.
まただよ。
Yeah.
ねえ、なんだか私たちさっきから誰かにつけられてるような気がしない？
Following us.
誰かにじーっと見つめられてるような気が。
I can't just laugh off what she said. It does feel like a pair of mysterious and cold eyes are spying at us from the bushes in the shadow of the tombstones. Suddenly, a moist breeze gently strokes the back of my neck. It's like the warm sigh of a living human.
ねえ、誠、あのね、手つないでもいい？
Huh?
いや別にそういうんじゃないんだけど。
I guess we'll just be for yes, I don't know. I silently take Yuka's hand. Her arm trembles the moment I touch her. Her hand is very soft. It's damp with sweat, but faintly warm, and it's shaking slightly. Her hand brushes against mine, tickling my palm. I realize in alarm that my heart is pounding violently. She's not the one who's trembling, I am. We've been holding hands for the past 10 minutes. We walk and walk, but we still can't find the well. Have we been duped? By the way, I was thinking this. I hope the well is actually up out of the ground. You know, and because if it wasn't, and it was kind of low, then wandering around at night, it just seems like that would seem like a recipe for disaster right there. If there was no well from the start, my doubt steadily grows. Maybe the truth is that the others sent us out before returning to the lodge. Perhaps they're all relaxing right now in the living room watching TV.
まんまと引っかかったらあいつら。
Okihiko would say something like that. Before long, the clouds in the sky part and the moon reappears. The moon's light dispels the darkness we've been walking through. Thanks to that, we can now clearly see our surroundings. As my eyes adjust, Yuka begins to drag me to whatever it is she had discovered. Found it. Found what? Hopefully the well.
これ
Yeah, that's safe. That's not too bad. Yuka stops, and in front of her lies our target, the well. Her face was stiff with fear a few moments ago, but now a broad grin is stretched across her face. Her delight at finding the well has overshadowed her previous fear.
早いとこやることやってとっとと退散しよう。
Yuka bends over and begins to look for a small pebble in order to carve her name into the
な
well.
んかちっちゃいのばっかで全然落ちてないの。
With her hands on her knees, Yuka takes 2 steps away from me. I'm starting to grow uneasy. My intuition is telling me that something is wrong. How is it that only the area around the well got this clean when the rest of the graveyard is like a ruin? It's a good question. It's not like it's perfect. I mean, I see some of the shingles are crooked and there's grass growing on it, so it's not perfect. Even though this is a place where it wouldn't be unnatural to find a pebble or two on the ground, there are trees. There ought to be fallen branches. Branches, yes, related to the branch, an old graveyard, and an old well. For some reason, I remember Kurumi's words from just before we left. Are innocent criminals who were thrown to the bottom of a deep hole while they were still alive. A deep hole? Could it be? The bushes shake. Whoa, they got like a escaped prisoner or something fixing to attack them? Yuka freezes. Our eyes peel onto the bushes as we listen warily. Whatever it is, it's in front of Yuka. There's definitely something lurking in the overgrown bushes. Yuka? I whisper hoarsely. Walk towards me slowly. However, Yuka is frozen in fear. The tension in the air is like a strung up string. Shivers run up my spine. And Yuki gets so frightened by Kurumi jumping out that she punches her. She falls down the well. Everybody gets sad. And it's the end of the game, right? Suddenly a white, freshly severed head appears out of the bushes. The stiff, bent over Yuka slowly raises her head and looks at it. In that instant, I'm guessing that sounds like Kurumi, I think. Her agonized scream is piercing, like that of a dying person. That was a pretty good scream. A flashlight from underneath the severed head's chin is then turned off. And Kurumi gleefully asks this. I love the music sound like that while she's got a look of pure terror on her face. That's horrible. Well, to be honest, the two expressions are funny too. Guess I should say a little. I mean, you know, I'm gonna make another crap joke. Guess I should just say it from the get-go. Probably not advisable, but that's all. I guess Makoto could say that the reason he crapped his pants was so that he could be lighter in order to kick the butt of whatever monster was going to do it, you know. Kind of like in Dragon Ball where Goku sheds like the weights that he does. So he's lighter and he can maneuver around better. Not that he crouched because he was scared to death. A little. I decided to pretend to be a little surprised after seeing how delighted Kurumi was. Of course, I had a hunch that this was going to happen. I'm fine, but I think Yuka soiled herself. I glanced towards Yuka. Right now, she's standing completely still in a daze, like a deer in the headlights.
ごめんね、ゆうかさん。くるみちゃん。なんでくるみちゃんが
She still doesn't seem to understand what's going on. She's finally snapped out of it.
くるみちゃん、早く逃げないと。生首が。
Guess I spoke too soon.
もうゆうかさん最高。
Kurumi is delighted for having scared Yuka so much. However, for some reason the bushes rustle again. It's from a different place than where Kurumi was hiding. I see. Who's your accomplice? The first time was for your entrance, so this one must be for your partner, right? Kurumi mutters this and shakes her head slowly in denial. I'm wrong? Then what was that sound?
もう何言っちゃってんのよ、マコト。さっきマコトも見たでしょ、あの生首だってば。
I'll just ignore Yuka for now. Say, Kurumi, can I ask you one thing? Kurumi, have you been hiding here since the start of the test of courage?
そうだけど。
Who's been following them then? We're going to discover that next time. Good. This was actually a good cutoff point. Thank you, game, for cooperating. Yeah. I'm thinking it might be Okahiko. But then again, doesn't seem like they would do the same thing twice, as in it'd be a jump scare that doesn't pay off, and then be like a jump scare that doesn't pay off again. You know what I mean? I'd actually like to see a horror movie like that. That, of course, the movie would be horrible, but it's it's like those things in a horror movie that aren't actually the horror thing. You know, like somebody will hear something in a room, and they'll be like, "What is that? What am I hearing?" And then they'll see something moving behind the curtain, and it's like called Friday the 13th, or I don't know. And then they go over to the curtain, and they just do that, and it's a cat hiding there moving the curtains. You know, one of those things. I'd actually like to see a horror movie where that's all it is. It's called something crazy like sadistic animal slaughterer plus human killer guy. You know, something like that, where, you know, it's named after a killer, but it's actually, the whole movie is not about the killer at all, and it's just a bunch of jump scares like that. But anyway, the whole point of that whole ramble was, I don't think they would do that twice. So I don't think it would be Okuhiko. I don't think it'd be something legitimately frightening. I'm not saying that Okuhiko isn't frightening. He's frighteningly annoying, I guess I could say. But you know what I mean. It'll be something dangerous or plot relevant. I don't know. I'm going to end this. Hope you folks enjoyed it. And I shall see you in the next one. Farewell there.